on that and move on to another topic. I was very concerned to see reports last week and the week before about the targeting of an Australian citizen and Australian resident, Mr Kevin Yam and Mr Ted Hui, by unknown groups or individuals. Is the department familiar with the threats to Mr Yam and Mr Hui?
Nathan Smythe, Deputy Secretary, National Security and Resilience. I'm aware of what is in the public domain, Senator.
Does that suggest that your only involvement in this has been to observe the public reporting?
Senator, it's difficult for me to talk about operational matters, obviously, that go to individual circumstances. Those matters are certainly the subject of the Counter Foreign Interference Task Force's activities. Good.
I'm pleased to hear that. I mean, this targeting is pretty vicious. In the case of Mr Hui, it is alleged that a pamphlet was mailed to a mosque which accused him or portrayed him to being a pro-Israel lawyer whose mission it was to wage war against Islamic terrorism. Now, there's two victims here, both Mr Hui but also the congregants of that mosque who have been attempted to be kind of enlisted in a gross weaponisation of anti-Semitism. What can you tell me about the investigation into that matter?
Senator, I'm not able to go into any details of an operational matter. That is the subject of the Counter Foreign Interference Task Force that's led by ASIO, assisted by the AFP and other national security organisations.
So you can't tell me what any steps the government has taken in response to this?
I know that representations have been made by the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade in relation to this matter, and I would refer you to DFAT's hearing in relation to that, Senator. I'm also aware that Minister Wong had made some public statements in relation to this matter as well.
Yes, and if we get to estimates tomorrow afternoon, I will ask Senator Wong that and the department that, but there's obviously a lot of rumours in the building about the potential calling of an election as early as tomorrow, which could impact whether that estimates proceeds. So what can you tell me about those representations since I've got you here now?
I would refer you to the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade. It's better that they answer those specific questions. I don't have every piece of detail with me, Senator, in relation to that.
What detail do you have?
I know that I think that there were representations made by the Consul General in Hong Kong, and I think that there were representations made, I'm not sure at what level, in Beijing.
Right. Do you know if any representations are made to either the Chinese embassy here in Canberra or the Hong Kong Economic and Trade offices around the country?
I believe that there were, I'm not sure if it was representations or discussions that occurred here in Canberra as well.
Was that done at the departmental level or ministerial level?
Again, Senator, I'm not across the detail in relation to that.
Okay. Do you know the content of the representations?
No, I don't, Senator.
Right. Going to Mr Yam, there were threatening letters sent about him to people who I think were purported to be or alleged to be his neighbours. I'm not sure if they actually were his neighbours, but it would have been very distressing for him personally that people received a letter accusing him of being a fugitive, saying he was a threat to national security. What assistance has the department provided to Mr Yam?
Senator, I'm not aware. I mean, I would have to take on notice whether or not there had been some reaching out by our community liaison officers or not in the jurisdiction concerned, but I would refer you to ASIO or the AFP to talk about these individual matters, because part of it goes to some, obviously, operational considerations and security considerations to the individuals concerned.
Thank you. I will raise it with them too. It's not part of the department's role to ever liaise with targets of alleged or potential foreign interference like this?
Senator, we don't discuss individual matters. In general, we work at the community level in relation to issues of potential foreign interference, making community members aware of their rights and privileges under Australian law, and where to go to seek assistance. And if they are concerned about issues of foreign interference, how to report those to the appropriate authorities.
Okay. Have you briefed the Minister about these cases?
I haven't. I have had discussions with the Minister's office. I haven't had direct discussions with the Minister in relation to this matter.
Secretary, do you know if the Minister's been briefed?
I'll need to take that on notice, Senator.
Mm-hmm. So you haven't been involved, Secretary, in any briefings to the Minister?
I don't believe so, but I just want to check.
No, and Mr Smythe hasn't, so I assume no one else in the room has been involved. Speak now, forever hold your peace.
That's why I'm saying, Senator, I'd like to check to see.
You said, Mr Smythe, you have had discussions with the Minister's office. What can you tell us about that?
I discussed with advisors in the Minister's office information that was related to what was in the media, and the fact that this was really a matter for the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade at the international level in terms of representations, and the representations that, as I said, have been made, statements by the Foreign Minister, but also the fact that any issues related to these matters are best left to the Counter-Foreign Interference Task Force.
Well, I was just going to say, it's not only a matter for DFAT if it's an act of foreign interference, is it?
No, absolutely not. And we take very seriously acts of foreign interference. We're very deeply concerned about them.
Right. And so would you say you're deeply concerned about these instances?
We are deeply concerned. They're deeply worrying. If it is actual actions by a foreign state, that would be clearly unacceptable to us and in breach of Australian laws. I think that I'd best leave it up to the operational agencies to determine whether or not the information that was put into the public in terms of these letters, what the source of that particular information might well be.
Is it your preliminary view that it is a foreign government that is responsible for this?
I couldn't comment on that, Senator.
Very similar letters have been also sent to Hong Kong dissidents and activists in London, almost the exact same form and contact details. So it does suggest that there may be a foreign government or a proxy of a foreign government involved in this. That would be a breach of Australian law, wouldn't it?
If it was a foreign government or a proxy of a foreign government, it would clearly be a breach of Australia's foreign interference laws.
Yes, and it would be even more serious if there was any Australian resident or person within our borders who was involved in this, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What would the consequences be for someone if they were
They could be
onshore?
charged under Australia's foreign interference laws.
Okay. How many people have been charged under our foreign interference laws since they were introduced?
We've had one successful prosecution since the laws were introduced. That was in February of last year, Senator.
Yes, that's the Sunny Duong matter, but my question was how many have been charged?
I believe there are three. I think there are 3 people that have been charged under those laws. There are still some court cases that are pending, Senator.
The other one I'm aware of is the Alexander Sergo matter. What's the third one?
Can I just take that on notice, please, Senator? I just want to confirm the details of that.
Are you confident there is a third case?
That's why I'll take it on notice, Senator.
Senator, there's Alexander Sergo. There's also the 2 Russian matter as well, before the courts from Brisbane.
I thought that was an espionage case, not a foreign interference case.
It depends where the court case goes, Senator.
Right, okay. All right, thank you. Chair, I can keep moving on to other topics unless you want to rotate the call.